Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to English class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the 7th chapter from your English first flight book, that is Glimpses of India. Students, as I already told you that there are 3 stories in this chapter. First story we have already completed along with the question answers, that is A Baker from Goa. The second story I will start today, that is Coorg, and the third one is Tea from Assam. So students, I hope you remember the first video in which I introduced this chapter. I told you that India is a land of diversity. There are people with different taste, with different opinion, with different lifestyle, with different clothings, with different habitats are found. So we have seen that in one part of the country, that is Goa. Goa is basically famous for bread baking. Bread baking holds a very important place, a very integral place in Goa, that we have already studied. That means the first story of this chapter. Now in this video students, I shall start with the second story, that is Coorg. Coorg by Lokesh Abrol. Students, let me tell you that Coorg is a beautiful district in Karnataka. Alright, it is a beautiful place and it is called as paradise on earth. That means heaven on earth. It is such beautiful place. Alright. So students, before I start with the description, before I start with this story, that is Coorg, let me give a brief introduction about the author, that is Lokesh Abrol. So students, let me tell you that Lokesh Abrol is a renowned doctor by profession. He is also a social worker and an established writer, because he has written such a beautiful story. Alright. So students, in this story, he has presented his sharp observation regarding the description of wonderful land, that is Coorg. When you will study this chapter, when you will hear this video, when you will see this video, you will understand the beauty of Coorg, how beautiful this place is. And in this story, he has beautifully pictured everything about Coorg. Students, in the previous story, I told you the significance of bread. Now in this story, I will tell you the significance about the importance of coffee. Alright. So, if I talk about Coorg, then Coorg is basically a coffee country. That means it is famous for coffee plantations. Alright. It is also famous for rainforest and spices. Now, what do you understand by rainforest? See, rainforest is not a new term for you, because you have already studied about this term in geography in class 9th as well as in 10th. Rainforest means the area that receives good amount of rainfall. The areas having long trees, large trees. So, those areas are called as rainforest. The forest or the place is called as rainforest, because that place receives good amount of rainfall. Alright. So, Coorg is a beautiful coffee country and it is famous for rainforest and spices. See, India is a land of spices. There are so many spices that are found in our country. And you know, spices are even exported to other countries, because spices are not only used for cooking purpose, but it is also used as medicine. That is why since India is rich in spices, so the spices are also exported. Alright. So students, this place this is a dense forest, that means it is covered with trees, with tall trees, and everywhere you can find greenery. Alright, so it is a beautiful place, it is a mesmerizing place. Alright. Now students, let me give you the description about its location, that where is Coorg located, where it is situated. So let me tell you that Coorg is situated midway between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore. So between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore, Coorg is found. It is a beautiful district in Karnataka, and it is also called as heaven on earth or paradise on earth. It is such beautiful. Alright. Now, Coorg is a land of rolling hills and people of martial men, beautiful women and wild creatures. Now, what do you understand by land of rolling hills? Rolling hills means, it does not mean that the hills are rolling. Rolling hills means you will find slopes, you will find a number of slopes in this place. You will find low mountains, low hills. Rolling hills means low hills, as you can see in the picture also. So, this way the slopes and the small or low hills are found here. And I have also used a word that people of martial men. Martial men means the people related to war, people indicating or denoting bravery, the fierce men. They are found here, and the women of this place are also very beautiful. And here you will find a number of wild creatures, which I will be discussing, that what type of animals and which animals are found at this place. Alright. So, this is a short description that it is located, it is situated midway between Mysore and the coastal areas of Mangalore. It is the land of rolling hills and people of martial men, beautiful women and a lot of wild creatures are found here. Now, let me talk about the weather of this place. The weather here is absolutely perfect, means not so hot, that means neither so hot nor so cold. You will experience some light rain showers continuously at this place. That is why this place is called as rainforest, because this area continuously receives rainfall. It continuously receives showers of rainfall. So, that is why the weather is absolutely perfect. You will not feel very hot, neither you will feel very hot nor very cold. And here you will observe the fragrance of coffee. And how is the fragrance of coffee? It is very refreshing, it is full of energy. Coffee symbolizes energy, activeness. Suppose you are feeling very sleepy and you have to study for the whole night, then what you can do? You can have coffee. It will give you a refreshing mind, it will give you very active, and it will make you feel very active and energetic. So, when you visit this place Coorg, you will find the fragrance of coffee, which is very refreshing and very energizing. Alright. And students, here at this place you will find the bungalows and coffee estates covered with canopies. Now, what do you understand by canopies? Canopies means the uppermost branches and leaves. As you can see the picture, so the uppermost branches and leaves, they are called as canopies, and these canopies, they act as a roof, they act as a covering for the bungalows and the coffee estates. That means the bungalows and the coffee estates are covered with these canopies. Alright, as the trees are very tall, so they actually hide the upper part of the bungalow or the coffee estates. Okay? And students, here you will find fierce independent people, which shows that they are of Greek or Arabic descent. That means they are of Greek or Arabic culture. Now, as I already told you that here you will find martial men. Martial men means the men who are very brave, the men who are very fierce, independent. Now, I have used two words, that is Greek culture or Arabic culture. Now, how Greek and Arabic culture have emerged in Coorg? So, there are stories behind this, that why Greek culture and Arabic cultures are found here. First, let me tell you about the Greek culture. So, students, it is said that a part of Alexander's army moved and settled in the south and the coastal areas, that means at this place, and as they thought their return was impossible, so they actually settled at this place, and after settling down they married the local people, the local women, and this way the Greek culture was carried forward. So, that is why they are called as very fierce, very independent people, martial men, because they are related to Alexander's army, as a part of his army settled down at this place. All right. And students, this culture, this Greek culture, it is also seen in martial traditions, marriages, religious rites, which are different from the Hindu tradition. So, see, Hindus have a different tradition, right, but their tradition, this Greek tradition, is somewhat different. So, this is seen in the martial tradition, that means in the wars and stunts, the way of fighting, their way of doing several stunts, they are completely different. The marriages, the rituals that are there, they are completely different from that of the Hindu culture. So, this is the story behind the Greek culture. Now, let us come to the next culture, that is the Arab culture, the Arab origin. Why it is said that the Kurds, the ancient people, they belong to the Greek or the Arab descent. I have already explained you about the Greek culture. Now, let us come to the Arab origin, that how or why it is said that the Arabs were the. I have already explained you about the Greek culture. Now, let us come to the Arab origin, that why it is said that people of Arab were settled in Coorg. See, this can be said from their attire, from their dress, the type of dress that was worn by the people of Coorg indicates the Arab origin. See, let me talk about the dress. As you can see in the picture also, they wear a long black coat with an embroidered waist belt worn by the, see, as you can see here on the screen, this type of dress was worn by the Kudavus. Kudavus means the people of Coorg. Alright, the people of Coorg are called as Kudavus. So, earlier they used to wear such type of dress. This is a long black coat with an embroidered waist belt. So, such kind of dress was worn by the Kudavus, and this dress is called as Kupiya. Please remember, students, that this dress is called as Kupiya. So, from this dress people could understand that the Kurgs, they are from the Arab culture or the Arab origin. Alright. So, I hope the Greek culture and the Arab origin, so I hope that the Greek culture and the Arab origin are clear to everybody. Now, students, let us understand further. See, now let me talk about the Kurgi tradition. See, the Kurgis, they have a tradition of hospitality. Hospitality means a very friendly, generous and warm welcome of the guests and visitors. If any guest or any visitor visits their place, then that person, that visitor receives a very warm welcome. They are always ready to help their visitors, they are always ready to serve them and help them. They give a very warm and sweet gesture, a warm and sweet welcome. And you know, they are always ready to narrate the stories of bravery and courage about their sons, fathers and husbands. Means they are very proud of their sons, their fathers, their husbands, so they are always ready to narrate their stories of bravery, fierceness, independence and courage. So, I must say that whenever you get a chance, do visit Coorg and see the warm hospitality of the people of the Coorg. Alright. Now students, let's come to the Coorg regiment. When we come to the Coorg regiment, then let me tell you that the Coorg regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian army. Now what do you understand by decorated? Decorated means embroidered. No, decorated here does not means embroidered. See, decorated means received maximum number of awards for bravery in war. So Coorg regiment is one of the most awarded regiment in the field of war in the Indian army. And you know students, the first chief of Indian army, General Cariappa, he was also a Coorgi. Alright. And you know, even now the Kudavus, they are the only people in India who are permitted to carry firearm without any license. Firearm means pistol, rifle, guns without any license. So they are the only one in our country to carry the firearms without a license. Alright. So I hope till here points are clear to everybody. Now students, let's talk about river and wildlife, that means water and wildlife of Coorg. You know, river Kaveri gets its water from the hills and forest of Coorg. Alright. And as you can see on the screen, this is a fish which is called as Mahasir. This is a large freshwater fish which is found in Coorg. Alright. So please remember the name of the fish. Now let us talk about the animals. See, you can find a number of animals in Coorg, and they are very and they are always ready to do fun, or they are very exciting. How? I'll tell you. See, you can find in Coorg, you can find kingfishers, they are diving in the water, squirrels, langurs, they are, you know what they are doing, they are dropping their partially eaten fruit in the water for mischief purpose, for fun purpose, to enjoy the splash effect. See, whenever you drop something in water, what will happen? You will observe a splash. So to do such kind of fun and mischiefs, the animals also, they are always enjoying and they are always in fun mood in Coorg. Then students, if you visit Coorg, you can also find the elephants enjoying being bathed and scrubbed by their mahots in the river. Now, who are mahots? Mahots are the people who train the elephant, or who looks after the elephant. So those people are called as mahots. So when you visit this place, you will find the elephants, they also enjoy everything. They enjoy being bathed, being scrubbed by their mahots. And you will also find people doing adventure. See, it is a very adventurous place. Coorg is a very adventurous place, and the people who are not so adventurous, the people who are quite serious, they also become adventurous once they go to Coorg. This is often seen, that is why I am telling you. The people who do not like to do certain adventure, but when they visit this place, they also become adventurous, seeing the beautiful activities that are there, the different sports and adventure that are there in Coorg. So if you visit here, then you can find several adventurous sports. For example, you will find river rafting, canoeing. See, this is the image of river rafting. Then you will find canoeing. Now what is canoeing? Canoeing means traveling in a river in a canoe. What is a canoe? A canoe is a long narrow boat. See, this is called a canoe, and traveling in this is called as canoeing. Then you will find rappelling. Now what is rappelling? Rappelling means going down a cliff by sliding down a rope. You can see the images. So this is rappelling. Then you will find rock climbing, mountain biking, and several other adventurous sports in Coorg. So this means that this is a very adventurous place, and once you visit this place, I am sure that you are going to enjoy thoroughly. Students, in Coorg you can also find numerous walking trails. Walking trails means paths created for walking purpose. So you can also find numerous trails at this place. Now, you can also find several birds, for example. And students, not only this, you can find birds, bees and butterflies. They will be there to accompany you anytime. And you will find several animals like wild elephant, macaws, Malabar squirrels, langurs and slender loris. So, this is the image of slender loris. You will find these animals, they will keep a watchful eye from a tree canopy. That means they are always observing the people who are coming to that place. So, these are the animals, these are the birds, butterflies, bees you can find in Coorg. Students, here you will also find Brahmagiri hills, and if you climb that hill, that will give you a panoramic view. Panoramic means a view that panoramic means a view of a wide area of land. See, panoramic is also there in your mobile phones if you have observed carefully. So, if you climb that hill, that will give you a wide view of that place Coorg. Alright. And students, there is also a rope bridge which will lead you to 64-acre island of Nisarg Dhama. Nisarg Dhama is an island, and there you will find Bailakuppe. Now, what is this Bailakuppe? Bailakuppe is a Buddhist monk from India's largest Tibetan settlement. So, this is basically an Indian Tibetan monk that is there in Coorg. Alright. So, students, I have basically explained you the complete story by Lokesh Abrol. In the next video, I shall be explaining you the question answers that are given in your book, and before explaining the question answers, I shall also explain you the routes from where you can reach Coorg. I hope all the points of the story are clear to everybody. Thank you so much, students. Stay connected, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.